Hi, I'm Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Today we're going to talk about 3 early signs of recovery: fearing sleepless nights less, falling back asleep faster, and recognizing sleepiness, feeling sleepy during the day. We're going to see how you get to a point of having those early signs of recovery and why they're so important. Hey there, hope you're doing really well. It is Friday. This is going to be the last video for this week. I think it's going to be a good one, and we're going to end it on a positive note with two encouraging messages here. Now, what I want to talk about was like something I recognized a lot in clinic, as well as interacting with people here and from clients on the app as well, which are the 3 earliest signs I see that signal that somebody is doing better are the ones I mentioned in the intro here. And we'll start with the first one. The first one is really when people say, I'm not necessarily sleeping any better, but I'm a little bit less worried. That may not seem like a big deal, because you're still not sleeping well, but it is huge. It's really, really important, because oftentimes the fear of not understanding why you have trouble sleeping, the fear that you're going to lose your mind and never sleep again, lose your ability to sleep, the worry about how not sleeping is going to impact your health, that is such strong driving forces of insomnia, that when you even start a little bit to worry a little bit less about insomnia, worry a little bit less about sleepless nights, that is going to carry over into sleeping better. It's just a matter of time. And how do you get to that point? Well, that first sign of recovery it's really just you get there simply by education. And a lot of this channel is education. It's like learning that most people sleep about 6 hours. No negative health consequences have been seen from short sleep or insomnia, and learning other things about normal sleep, things like that. That typically is what leads you to that first really encouraging sign. Now, the second, they don't necessarily happen in this order, but they kind of often do. I would say, so one of the early signs, maybe the second sign, is when somebody says, I still wake up, once or twice or many times or whatnot at night, but I fall back asleep faster. That's also a common early sign that, okay, this person is on the right track. This is really, there's going to be more benefit to be had here. And the third one, and we're going to talk about why the second and third one are so important and how you get there. The third one I often hear is somebody saying, for the first time in a long time, I recognize sleepiness. I feel sleepy during the day. I can actually nap. Which may not necessarily be a good thing to do, but people say, I can actually nap. Or people say, in the evening, I feel sleepy. I recognize sleepiness, which many people that had insomnia for a long time don't never feel sleepy. So those 2 latter ones, like falling back asleep faster and kind of recognizing sleepiness, I believe really they come from practicing what's called bedtime restriction, which is like a core CBTI technique. And by the way, I mean to say this often, but I don't always do this. If you're new to the channel, then check out the first couple episodes where I go over the basics. And one of the really first things I talk about in this channel is bedtime restriction, which is basically just spending less time in bed. For most people, it ends up being spending about 6 hours or maybe 6.5 hours in bed, getting up at the same time every morning, and then go to bed maybe not more than 6 hours before that. And that leads to you're up early, you build a strong sleep drive, you kind of really need to sleep at night, and that's why you fall back asleep faster, and also why you during the day you kind of you've been awake and alert and active for longer, and you start feeling actually sleepy during the day. That's how you get to that point. That's how that happens. But here's maybe what is most important when it comes to these 2 second ones. And this is kind of a new thought for me. I've always thought of bedtime restriction as kind of in a simplistic way, kind of you stay awake longer, you sleep better. But the real benefit, I think, why these 2 early signs are so important is because they're showing you that you can sleep. They're showing you that your sleep system works. You are feeling sleepy. You can sleep, and they're building your sleep confidence. That's why those two latter ones are so crucial. And when you have all three, when you have like, you're not as worried anymore, and you're starting to recognize that you can sleep, you can fall back asleep, you feel sleepy, you are on the right path. A lot of people that I talk to, interact with, mention these early signs and are not that impressed, for lack of a better word. They say like, I feel a little better. When I hear it though, it's like, this is big, this is really big. And as I always say, something to really hold on to, focus on, and doing that sleep confidence build. So this is what I want to share. And then kind of like two things to just finish this week off on a high note. It's been a good week. We've heard from Shaden, Chrissy, Martin that they've had some really encouraging signs. And I want to add to that a message from Daniel, who I've made, I think, 2 replies to in this podcast episodes, and he is writing back. This was this morning. Thanks for the video, Daniel. I'm actually feeling my sleep drive come back and the anxiety, depression leaving. Keep up the good work. Really encouraged, Daniel. Really happy to hear this. And then one more, which is from Dr. Jessica C. And this is a comment to Insomnia Insight 226. She's saying, my sleep has improved dramatically since working with a sleep coach and practicing CBTI and ACT, which is acceptance commitment therapy. Sleep efficiency last week was over 85%. Last 2 weeks I've slept 7 or more hours. She is mentioning I'm still worrying, and that's very annoying. And I said in a comment there that, you know, it takes a while till you have that full sleep confidence and you don't worry at all. But overall, a very, very encouraging sign. So hope you have a really, really, really nice weekend. I don't reply typically to comments or emails over the weekend, but I usually do that like a reply on Monday. So if you have any questions here over the weekend, please send them to me and I will include them in a reply on Monday. I already have one reply that we're going to do on Monday, which is to Anita. Anita, thank you for reaching out. And by the way, my email is daniel@insomniainsight.co. With that said, again, have a nice weekend and see you back here Monday. Bye now.